Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time a tag video response to ProBman5, or aka Brad. He is a great YouTuber that I've shouted him out a couple of times already in the past. He's a great guy, and I'm gonna be leaving a link to the video that he tagged me on in the description for you guys to check it out and to check his channel out too, because he has one of the most interesting channels on YouTube. He combines talking about video games with other social and cultural aspects, and sometimes he mixes both things together, and he makes up for pretty cool topics in his videos. So make sure you check him out. And he tagged me in this video that I think a lot of people have been doing, which is your top 5 most nostalgic games. And I think I already did something similar in the past. And it was another video response to, I believe, Alex Return to Mother Base, but I think his video was like nostalgic items. It wasn't necessarily games, but anyway, I did that video like 2-3 years ago, so I figured I'll do another one. So top 5 nostalgic games. Let's just start right from the beginning, and I have this game here on the background, which is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. For the Super Nintendo, obviously, and it's very nostalgic for me in the sense that it was one of the first games where I had to crack open a dictionary and kind of look at the words, because at the time, I was living in South America. I did not speak English at all when I was little, so I was playing the English version of the game, obviously, and this is one of the games that I guess attribute the fact that I started learning English thanks to this game. Because I remember this is one of the first games where you actually have to, read instructions as to where to go next, or there's a lot of text. There are a lot of NPCs you can talk in Kakariko Village. You need to get hints from certain villagers and things like that. So I give a lot of credit to this game because in a certain way it helped me learn the English language. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the soundtrack specifically, jumping from leaving the language thing behind, the soundtrack in this game is amazing, and every time I hear the songs from this game, every now and then I go to YouTube and I listen to the Dark World theme or the Kakariko Village theme. It just triggers, it pulls a string in my heart. I don't know, it's just a magical sound that really takes me back to the good old days when I was a kid. So Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo, definitely in my list. And another Super Nintendo game that I wanted to mention, I don't have the Super Nintendo cartridge with me here, but it's Super Mario World. This is the Game Boy Advance a re-release, and obviously this is the game that came bundled with my Super Nintendo, and for the same reasons, it was the first. This is the game that really made me turn into a gamer. I have played other games in the past, the Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES, Super Mario Brothers 1 for the NES, and a lot of good NES games that my friends had, and I was playing them, but it wasn't until this game, when I played it on the Super Nintendo, that I was like, yeah, this is fantastic, and I wanna be a gamer all the time, and I just wanna play this game over and over again. So similarly to A Link to the Past, this game has a lot of nostalgic memories that both graphically, when I see those graphics, it's just they look so, they still look fresh to me, and the soundtrack also, it's amazing. So that's another game that brings back a lot of good memories. And speaking of soundtrack, this particular game was my introduction to handheld gaming, even though I played many other handhelds games before thanks to my school friends, but this game right here made me finally pull the trigger and purchase a Game Boy Color back in the day, and I'm talking about Pokemon, in this particular case Yellow. And I have a lot of fun memories, not only because I love this game, but also of friends that played this game along with me. I remember the first time we all played this game, we did it through an emulator on the computer. A friend of mine downloaded the game and ran it through an emulator, and I remember just going to his house and we would play hours upon hours. And it's not the same thing, obviously, because you're playing on a computer screen. And finally, like a month or two after we kept playing the game over and over, we decided, let's just buy the game. It'll be really cool if we can trade and link, the Pokemons and whatnot. So I went with the yellow version, which at the time it was just it was just getting released, and a friend of mine went with blue, and we had another friend that went with red. And this I never had a handheld before in my life, so this game basically forced me to get a Game Boy device, and ever since then I've been enjoying handheld gaming quite a lot. So this game right here is responsible, I guess, for me getting into the handheld world, but also responsible for having a lot of memories of my friends, having the link cable and trading, and trying to complete the Pokédex, which we all did successfully, and just a lot of good memories. And again, the soundtrack in this game is extremely nostalgic for me. Every time I go to YouTube or I hear one of the tunes in the Pokemon games, it just pulls a string in my heart. It's a very, very powerful soundtrack that it's really amazing how simple it is, because there was a very limited sound chip on the Game Boy, and the songs that they were able to produce within those limitations, I think it's fantastic. I'm not really sure what the composer of the Pokemon songs name is, but yeah, definitely red, blue, and yellow have a fantastic soundtrack that it's very, very nostalgic in my opinion. So that's what, 3 games already? 1, 2, 3. Number 4 here. I'm gonna have another classic here, which is GoldenEye 007. This game was responsible for bonding friendships together, or maybe destroying friendships, because this game came out at the height of the couch multiplayer experience. In my opinion, the Nintendo 64 remains the king of couch multiplayer or couch co-op games, and again, a lot of fun memories of my friends and I playing this while I think we were in middle school back then, and just having a ton of fun playing GoldenEye 007. I don't have any particular stories tied to this game, but just a lot of fun memories of playing this on a four screen split. And back then we used to play on a 20-inch screen TV, like the old cathode tube, the CRT TVs. And it's just amazing how, when you think nowadays 20-inch is like super small, and it was divided in 4 pieces, and the frame rate was just awful because it was 4-player action. But we still had so much fun with this game. We played hours upon hours of multiplayer of GoldenEye 007, and then eventually we moved on into Perfect Dark, which is another great game by Rare, another great first-person shooter on the N64. So we had a lot of fun with Perfect Dark as well. We played that game for hours upon hours on multiplayer. So a lot of fun memories of 007 and Perfect Dark. And lastly, I'm going to fast forward a lot to the present time, or not present time. This game, it's already a little bit old, I guess. It came out in 2010, I believe. And I'm talking about Battlefield Bad Company 2 for the PlayStation 3, which is the newer game here that I have. And this goes to show that nostalgia doesn't necessarily have to be linked to your childhood or to your teenage years, but this game is tied to my adulthood, and it takes me back to a period of time where I graduated from college and I was finally able to get a full-time job. And this game has just a lot of fun memories of coming back from work and not having to worry about homework, not having to worry about projects or anything like that. It was my very first freedom feeling, if you will. No more homework, no more projects to worry about, and of course, this was my re-entry into the first-person shooting genre, because I've enjoyed it on the N64, and then I kind of stopped playing the genre while I was in the GameCube PS2 era. And then I remember I wanted something new. I wanted to try something online, and I remember trying at a friend's house, the Call of Duty games, and I thought they were fun, but nothing to win me over. And then when Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, I bought this day one. I completely blindfolded decision. I put all my trust in this game because I was looking at some previews, and the game looked a lot of fun because it's a little bit more tactical than the Call of Duty games, and I thought that seemed to be pretty cool. So bought this on day one, and no regrets. I have put thousands of hours between Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4, and I'm planning to keep doing that because I formed a lot of friends through this friends that are not necessarily friends in real life, but from online friends that I play this game against or with. A lot of people from the NeoGAF forums. We've been playing this game since 2010, and we keep playing all the iterations of the Battlefield games. So 6 years later, here we are. We're still playing Battlefield 4, and I'm sure we're gonna play Battlefield 5 when that comes out. I believe later this year. So a lot of fun memories of playing this with people from NeoGAF, and I kind of wish they released a remastered version of this, because the maps in this game are fantastic and they're really fun. So Battlefield Bad Company 2, the most recent game that I have I guess nostalgia for. This symbolized my freedom as an adult person, I guess. And I wanted to, these are my 5 games, and I wanted to just throw an honorable mention to the Resident Evil games, specifically Resident Evil 1 and 2 for the PS1. A lot of fun memories as well of playing those games, and but I believe I already talked about those games a lot in my channel in the past, which is why they only get an honorable mention, not necessarily a top 5 spot. But that's it for now. I'm going to leave this as an open tag response. If you guys want to share your top 5 most nostalgic games. I know a lot of people that I'm subscribed to have been doing this video, and I don't know who created the original topic or whatever, but I know I've been tagged by ProBman5, so this is my video response. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.